Hi everybody, so it's Monday evening and welcome to another week of Meals on the Family Seesaw. Tonight was Caleb's birthday, so he had a party tea. We had dinner out last night. He had a party tea at his childminder's house, but we've been busy opening presents, singing happy birthday, eating cake, all those sorts of things, so I just wanted something simple for us for tonight. So this is a package of fresh tagliatelle pasta, which I just boiled for a few minutes, and then I stirred through a little bit of olive oil and some chili flakes and the zest and juice of a lemon. And then in a pan I had cooked some chicken breast, some chestnut mushrooms cut into kind of quarters, a little bit more, less than quarters, some garlic and some seasonal. And then I've just combined that all together. We've got a little bit of Parmesan on the top, and then we're having it with these little flatbreads. So quite a simple supper for a Monday night after a very busy 10th birthday day. Hi everybody, so it's Tuesday night and tonight we're having Thai sweet chilli fish cakes. So it's not like your traditional British fish cake where you've got some flaked fish or canned fish, mashed potatoes and breadcrumbs. This is Thai style fish cakes. So this is a package of frozen fish which I defrosted and then dried out thoroughly. Put it into my food processor with an egg, some Thai red curry paste, a little bit of fish sauce and some corn flour, and blended that all together, and then stirred through the zest of a lime and some really finely chopped up green beans. And I just shaped that. It's quite a wet mixture. It looks a bit like baby food, like if you're making your own baby food, pureeing down. But you can just make it into patty shapes, small patty shapes, fish cake shapes, and just cook it in a pan for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. It doesn't take long because the fish is kind of broken down. And it's got real kind of Thai curry, so quite spicy flavours. Going to serve it with some sweet chili sauce for dipping. I've also got some tortilla wraps, I've got some salad, and we've got some chips as well to have with it. So something a bit different for Tuesday night. It's Thai sweet chili fish cakes. Hi everybody, so it's Thursday evening. Last night we had our first football training session of the season. I was really tired, it had been a long day, and so when we left football training we just stopped and got some takeaway food on the way home. So didn't have dinner as planned last night, so it's now Thursday evening. And I've got sort of a variation on a lasagna this evening. It's a really simple one. So I made a ragu sauce with some streaky bacon, onion, garlic, carrots and celery, and a package of mince. Cooked that all together for about 7 or 8 minutes until the mince was nicely browned and vegetables were softened, and then I added in a tablespoon of tomato puree, 2 cans of chopped tomatoes and about a half a can of water as well. I then layered that up in a pan. I cooked it for about 15 to 20 minutes to make sure that the meat sauce was fully cooked through. Then I layered it up in a pan with some fresh lasagna sheets. So just sauce on the bottom, lasagna, sauce, lasagna, sauce, lasagna. And then instead of making a white sauce or using a cheese sauce or something all the way through it, I just took a pot of creme fraiche, loosened it up just a little bit with some water, about a tablespoon of water, just so it was more saucy like. I spread that all over the top. And then topped that with a torn ball of mozzarella, so a whole ball of mozzarella which I just tore up into little pieces, and then I sprinkled over some Parmesan, baked the whole thing in the oven for about 20 minutes. So it's a way of making sort of a white sauce. You can see it's not exactly the same because it does break apart a bit there where the creme fraiche separates out a bit, but it's sort of the same flavours with the mozzarella and the Parmesan on there as well. Seasoning wise, because I used lots of vegetables, I just added some black pepper and a little bit of Italian seasoning through in the meat sauce. So yeah, that's our Thursday night supper, just a fairly simple, quick and easy, fresh lasagna. Hi everybody, it's Friday evening and tonight we've got a really simple meatball and orzo pasta bake. So this I just made my normal like small meatballs with a package of mince, some onion and garlic that I just softened in the pan for a little bit, some dry breadcrumbs, a handful of cheese, some mixed herbs and an egg. I just mixed that all together and made it into, I don't know, about 20 little meatballs. Just browned those off in the pan, and then I added to the pan a couple of squirts of tomato puree, a can of chopped tomatoes, 2 crumbled up beef stock cubes and about 500 mils of water. Let that come to a boil. Stirred in 150 grams of orzo pasta, which is the little pasta that sort of looks like rice. It's that little kind of small grain pasta. And covered the pan, put it in the oven at, I think it was about 160 fans, so it'd be about 180 Celsius for 10 minutes. Then uncovered the pan, sprinkled over some grated cheese, put it back in the oven uncovered, put the temperature up to 200 fans, so 220 Celsius, and let it cook for another 10 minutes until the cheese was all melted. I'm just having that with garlic bread. So that is mine. That is Caleb's. Now, Tony's not a big fan of meatballs, so I've made him, I had a little bit of pork in the fridge, I've made him a little stir fry with teriyaki sauce, some stir fry vegetables and some ready to wok noodles. Caleb thought that looked tasty, so he wanted a little spoon of that as well. So he's got both, and then some garlic bread on the side. So Friday night supper is a simple meatball and orzo pasta bake. Hi everybody, so it's Saturday evening and tonight we've got just a simple chicken and chorizo pasta bake. So I just cooked together in a skillet a chopped onion, a little bit of garlic, a piece of chorizo, like a long sausage piece of chorizo, not the sliced chorizo, that I then just cut into small chunks. And then a package of chicken breasts. I think it was one of the packages that has like 3 chicken breasts in it. I cut those down into chunks. Cooked all of those in a little bit of olive oil until the chicken was cooked through. While that was doing, I cooked a pan of pasta. I've used fusilli pasta for this. I then took all the chicken and chorizo and onion out of the pan, and into the same pan where there was a little bit of the kind of oil that releases from the chorizo in the bottom still. I added some half cherry tomatoes, 1 Roma tomato which I chopped down really small, and then a can of chopped tomato, so it's very tomatoey. I added a tablespoon of tomato puree, a crumbled up chicken stock cube, about 100 mils of boiling water, some smoked paprika, some black pepper and some parsley. Then let that cook through for about 5 or 6 minutes, just until the sauce started to thicken up a little bit. Then combined everything together, and I've topped it with about 150 grams of grated cheese, and it is a combination of red Leicester and cheddar, just to give some nice colour on the top there. And then we're serving it with some garlic dough balls. So you can see all the different elements of the pasta bake in there. That is Caleb's out on his plate, ready to go. So yeah, a simple chicken and chorizo pasta bake for Saturday night tea. Hi everybody, so it's Sunday night and tonight we've got something we haven't had in a number of weeks. I think perhaps since before we went on holiday. A good old traditional roast dinner. So I bought a leg of pork, a leg of pork with a crackling layer for dinner today, a boneless leg of pork. So I've just roasted that in the oven for a couple of hours. We've got some roasties done in the active fryer and some of our usual steamed vegetables with a little bit of gravy. So that is Caleb's and that is mine. You can see I've got just a teeny bit of the crackling. I love chicken skin and I love crackling. Neither of them are at all good for you, so I just allow myself a little bit when I have either of those roasts for dinner. But we've got some applesauce to have on the side, so really looking forward to this good old traditional Sunday roast.